What's up, guys? It's me again, Christian Rodriguez, and today there's a bit of a change of scenery. I'm going to build on make.com. I know I usually build on N8N, but I want to show you a similar projects that I've done on N8N, but I now want to show you how to do it on make, right? Because I always get the question, I based on my most recent post on LinkedIn, I talked about the comparison between make and N8N, and honestly, it doesn't really matter if you prefer more customization, you pick N8N. If you prefer something that's more simple, and maybe a little easier to install because there's less of a learning curve, then choose Make. Doesn't really matter, right? They both get the job done. But this time I'm going to show you what to do on Make, right? When it comes to setting up a CRM system to a form, right, and then a Slack notification with it, right? This is similar to one of the projects I've done to my one of my most recent clients. So I'm going to show you guys what to do from here. So what it's going to do, it's going to take into form, right? The webhook is connected to a website form. In this case, I use Replit because I don't have a website to use this out of. And then it's going to go into a Google Sheets doc, right? So this Google Sheets right here, which is going to act like a CRM database storage facility, whatever you call it. And then we're going to go back, and it's also going to notify you on Slack telling you that you have a new lead, right? And I'm going to test it and show you guys how it works. So we're going to go here. We're going to run it. Awesome. So it went through. We're going to go back to CRM. Alex Johnson, blah, blah, blah. Yep. Fields are automatically filled. And now we're going to go check on Slack, right? So you could see Alex Johnson Consulting, blah, 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 is over here. So now we're going to go back. And instead of just telling you guys how to build it, right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys how to build it, right? I'm going to show you guys right now. So it's super simple, basic. We're going to go to webhook, right? We're just going to select a custom webhook. From the custom webhook, we're going to set up some sort of video demo. Well, I created this. Normally you would go to add and just, name it whatever you want. But since I already created it, because previously I filmed this and part of it wasn't filmed, so I have to redo it. But it's all right. I'm willing to record this again for you guys. So I'm going to do a video demo webhook. Right? We have it here. We need to redetermine data structure because I had to create a new one. So we're going to do this. Now, since I don't have a website form right now, what I am going to do is I'm going to use Replit. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to Replit, right? We're going to install this Replit PowerShell. And now we just need to paste the webhook URL over here. So we're going to go back here. We're going to take this URL, right? We're going to go back into PowerShell. We're going to paste it over here, right? So, oops, sorry guys. Awesome. So we're going to go here. We're going to paste it right here. Let's just make sure this is running. Okay, it's running still. And we're going to do it this way. All right. When it comes to like putting a webhook, a big thing that I noticed, right? Because I started off doing N8N, but it's a little bit different. You almost have to do it twice when you use make. That's something that I've noticed with myself. But it's super simple to set up. So now we're going to check. It should turn green. When this turns green, that's how you know it went through. So we're going to keep checking. I'm going to pause it. All right, so it's successfully determined. So we're going to save it now. All right, always make sure you click save because when you don't, you're going to be like, why isn't it working? Because that's happened to me a few times. So something I'm going to do now is I'm going to run it once, right? So now it's active, the webhook. So we're going to go back to PowerShell, right? And what we're going to do is I'm just going to tell it run it again. Run it again, right? And it's going to act like a website form for us, right? So you see it's working. Something should come up. Lead submission script has been run again. Data was successfully sent to webhook. Awesome. So now we're going to go back. You see now we have the form. Jordan Lee, blah, blah, blah. We have all the information over here. The number. Awesome. So far so good. Now we're going to save it here. Now for the next step, we have to connect it to some sort of database, right? Now, many people use Airtable. That's fine. I know Airtable seems more sophisticated and it's a lot nicer to use. It's more of a database, while Google Sheets is more of a spreadsheet. But in this case, for the sake of this video demo, I'm just going to use Google Sheets. Right? It's simple, super fast. I could just set it up right now for you guys. If you guys are curious about Airtable, leave it in the comments. Maybe I'll do something with Airtable as well. Right? Just let me know, and maybe I'll set something up. But yeah. So now, while I was rambling and talking, I'm going to show you guys what I did. So we go here, we go to Google Sheets. We're going to go to add a row, right? Now that we add a row, you got to make sure your credentials are connected, right? So you just have to connect your Google. It's actually, the great thing about make.com is it's super simple to connect your Google to Make. When it comes to doing it on N8N, it's a bit of a pain in the butt. So it's good to know how to use both. But this is something that I noticed of Make. All right, so now we're at the spreadsheet, right? So we're going to go to this spreadsheet. We have to go to CRM, right? I called it CRM. So now we're going to go down. We're going to find it somewhere. I have a lot of docs. All right, we're going to go to CRM. Now the CRM is set up. So we have to go to the sheet name. I'm pretty sure it's sheet 1. And now we have to set up the containers for it, right? This is super simple, super easy. First name, last name, drag and drop. Let's see. No, it's not like N8N. It's a little different. So this is actually a lot simpler. All right, so phone number, lead source, status. Awesome. So I had to just pause it, fill it out myself, but you guys kind of get the drift, right? You just make it match each other, right? So now that you filled this out, right, everything should be fine for right now. We're going to save it. And now, before I move on to the next load, I always like to test. So what we're going to do, the next module, so we're going to run it before I add Slack to it. Well, I don't want to add a new one, so I'm just going to use the existing data that we have here. So we're going to run it. Awesome. So it ran. So now let's check the CRM. So now look, it updated. So we have the Jordan Lee Acme, right? We have this set up, which is great. Now that we have this set up, we're going to continue. We're going to go on to the next one, right? So the next one, we want to include Slack, right? So we're going to go to Slack. It's already up here. And you want to send a message, right? So the point of this is you kind of wanted to pretend you're the business owner, right? You want to send a message to yourself. You want the message to be sent to you, right? When the new lead comes in, you want to know that the new lead comes in, or your database has been updated, right? So the best way to do that is send you a message on Slack. It doesn't have to be Slack. It could be what the heck is it called? Telegram. It could be Gmail, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't specifically have to be Slack, but I know a lot of people use Slack, so Slack's a great one to start with. So now what we're going to do is we're going to send a message, right? And I already have it set up to AI automation enthusiast. So if we'll go back here, that's what I called my own little thing. So my own group. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Make, right? So we're going to need the channel ID. Now the channel ID, some people might not know how to find that, so I'm going to show you how to do it here. So we're going to go to this little group that I have here, right? I named it inbound. We're going to go up here. We're going to check here. And yeah, you just take the channel ID from here. So you copy it. Right? Where is it? Oh. All right, so you copy it, you paste it over here. Right? Now we have to install the text. So we're going to do maybe new lead. Maybe put like a fire emoji or something. Right? New lead. We're going to go down. Name. I'm not going to put first name, last name, just put name. right? We're going to put Jordan Lee. Awesome. We're going to put Jordan Lee. We're going to put his email, right? So it's easy to see. Maybe company, so you know which company they represent. Depending on what type of, maybe you do B2B, so it's good to know the company. Um, just gonna move you around. Okay, so we're gonna do last date contacted. All right, so with date contacted, we're gonna put it over here. Right, I'm actually gonna put this at the top. I think urgency level needs to be at the top, so we're gonna put urgency level, right? So you know, maybe you need to prioritize this guy, maybe you don't, maybe you have to prioritize someone else, but it's good to know, right? And I guess what's the last one? I'll put one more, right? Ask for pricing, right? Notes. I'll put notes, right? Ask for pricing. That's fine. I'm gonna leave it at that. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. We could always add more to it if we wanted to, but that's good to start for now. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna save it, right? And going back to Slack, right? Now I tested this a few times, so you're gonna see this, but now we want to see one more, right? We want to see a new one for Jordan Lee under Alex Johnson, right? Actually, give me one moment. There's something I don't like of this. I just want to separate. Okay, that's better. All right, so now we're gonna save it. I just created a space, so it's not one word. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to test it one more time. We're gonna test the entire workflow and just see how it works. Right? Make sure everything's working smoothly. Awesome. So it went through. So now um, we're gonna go back to Slack. Right? Looks like we got a notification, and yeah, something got new lead came in. You see, new lead, urgency level medium, Jordan Lee, blah 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 at example.com. The date it was contacted, right? The note asking for pricing, wants follow up Wednesday, right? That's good to know, right? And now we go back here. Looks like everything is completed. I hope you guys enjoyed this live build with me. I'm gonna keep creating more content between both Make and N8N and show you guys that you could build in both. It's definitely a personal preference. Some people like Make, some people like N8N. Doesn't really matter. Do I have a preference? 100% I have a preference, but it doesn't really matter. You could use both. And yeah, and if you guys ever need help installing any sort of automations into your business, feel free to get in contact with me. Send me a DM, a comment below, and yeah, I look forward. I love to schedule a call and see if I can help you guys. So take care.